This is your weekly trip to paradise, Louisiana style, with Gary RISPONE. Paradise, Louisiana is also brought to you by Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling Company, Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change, CCA Louisiana, and the CCA Louisiana Star Tournament, IMCO, and by Farm Bureau Insurance.
Welcome back to another edition of Paradise, Louisiana. We're going to call this the post-July 4th edition of Paradise, Louisiana. Again, thank God for America. We had pretty good weather, 4th of July. It was surprising with the storms in the Gulf and everything else that's going on. God bless us again, I'm going to say. I'm here at Superior Bait and Tackle again. And we got a pretty busy week as far as pictures and tournament reports. So we're going to hurry up. We're going to come back here. We're going to do it. We're going to probably visit Chaz again. It's unbelievable the fish being caught right now in the Pontchartrain Basin. I'm talking about from Hopedale, Delacroix. All the captains I've talked to have been doing good, all contingent on the weather. So stay tuned. You're watching Paradise, Louisiana from Superior Bait and Tackle on Seagan Lane.
For the thirsty, for those who hang out in packs, for heroes, for sidekicks, for those who see the glass half empty, for those who see it half full, for those on the right, for those on the left, for those with nicknames, for those with curves, for people that cycle, for people that recycle, for BFFs, for frenemies, for those with style, for lovers, for families, for big families, for everyone.
Asking him to change the oil for months now, and he never did. So I finally just went to Benny's. They even washed my car for free. And you know what? It was amazing. Yeah, I left Benny's and got home before Rob even knew I was gone.
Benny? Who the heck is Benny?
Okay, Brett, safety and car insurance.
Never scored a safety. That's defense. But go on, please.
Yeah, defensive. That's exactly how you should drive.
There is no such thing as a defensive drive. Offense makes the drive.
Oh, I mean when you're on the road.
But it doesn't matter, home or away.
Okay, clearly I'm striking out here.
That's baseball.
Get great auto rates from Farm Bureau Insurance. Call your agent today.
Doing today, we got pretty treacherous weather behind us. We're going to stay close, take it easy, catch some green trout. I'm going to show you some little tricky methods of catching these tricky little fish in some man-made canals. The old bass, largemouth bass. There we go, baby. Not the biggest of bass in the world when we do this right here in these residential canals, but staying safe from the weather. You can see that weather in the background. Very edible fish, great table fare. Good size if you want to clean them and fry them. Got a little fish fry cleaning up. What we're using today, I'm using the Matrix Fluke. We got this in a 3-inch and a 5-inch. You definitely want to go with the 3-inch in here because these bass just aren't really big enough on average to get that 5-inch. With the 3-inch, it's deadly. You want to put it on a swim bait hook. You want to go light. You would either use a 16th ounce or just use a weightless one. And the reason why is you want to work this like a top water style. You know, although if you kill it, this lure will sink. You want to rip it pretty quick. These bass are kind of smart. You want to work this lure fast, get a reaction strike out of them. Don't give them time to think about whether they want to commit to it or not. Make them commit. You catch a lot of these right here in all your residential canals and your bayous on the North Shore. Great thing to do when the weather's pretty tough. Oh boy, we went from pinocchles to this toad. Good one here. Oh, and I missed him. That was like a solid 4 to 5 pound fish. I cannot believe I missed that fish. I hope you guys got to see that in action. But let me show you the lure I threw right there to get that one. This is the paddle tail. This is a swim shad. Got a lot more grass in it. And I'm just working it over that grass like a river frog. So that's kind of that's the presentation we're using right there. Just staying high over the grass, and then when it gets to the edge, you can kill it in case they got some hanging out a little bit deeper on the edge. But getting some nice little strikes like this. All right, both the Matrix Fluke here and the Matrix Swim Shad, we're rigging them the same way. You're gonna simply corkscrew the head of the lure, screw it on in just like so. Try to get it nice and straight. And then you put the belly slit down, the belly of it down, and then the hook's gonna go through the belly, out through the top. Like I said, if you're approaching heavy grass, simply skin hook it, and there you go right there. Here we are again. Getting a few short strikes there, so I switched from more of the open and night color to this is, we call this our shock top. It's like your electric chicken color. Nice little chunk there. Came out and crushed it right off the bank. All right, whenever you're fishing some of these subdivisions and man-made canals, the bass can either be up tight to the docks, under the docks, using them for shade. We obviously don't have that hot of a day today. It's very cloudy. So where I'm finding them right now is the open shorelines. Some of these shorelines are very grassy and they're holding them, and some of them aren't that grassy. But the one thing I am finding constant is like the shoreline we're on right now, is it's got a lot of brush laying over, a lot of wooded layovers and twigs and branches in the water. And whenever you fish at shorelines like that, just naturally you got to live dangerously. You want to throw it up in there. Those bass are real tight to the bank, real tight to the brush. You're going to deal with snags. You're going to deal with hooking onto the trees. I mean, even the greatest fishermen in the world, they don't make the absolute perfect cast every single time. So that's just something you got to deal with. You know, this bass fishing deal's a little bit trickier, a little bit harder, a little bit more finesse, but it's very effective. What did we snag into here? What did we snag into here, guys? This ain't no bass here. This is right where we missed that big one earlier. I think it's a redfish. Not very common for back here, but certainly he'll take it. He looks like a keeper. Old red daddy. Yeah, baby. For the bass, catch the reds on the fluke. He about ripped the rod out my hand. Just working it the same way. Right over that grass, came right off the edge of that grass, and that, oh, there it is. That red tattooed that thing. Get a look at him here. Nice little 18, 19-inch red. Wish we were catching more of these mixed in. Right, having some fun out here. And think we'd be able to go fishing with all of the rain and thunderstorms around today, and luckily we haven't got rained on, but we stayed close just in case we had to bail. We're catching these little rascals right here pretty regularly and having a ball doing it. Clobbered it right on the bank. Right on the bank. That's how you do it, right there. Using a matrix swim shed and a matrix fluke right here. We've used multiple different colors today. Oh, catch it. Little knotheads like this and some nice chunks. We missed one almost 5 pounds earlier in the day, and that fish was big. But hope you enjoyed this episode on what to do on some inclement weather conditions. There's always something to do out here, guys. Down here in South Louisiana, the weather just can't stop you down here. There's so many different styles of fishing to do and to get out the weather, and this is what we like to do under tough weather situations. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Dockside TV. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Check out all of our bass fishing episodes. Subscribe to the Matrix Bait Box. You're going to get some swim sheds, some Matrix flukes in there. That way, if you need to go bass fishing and try this out, you can do it too. Hope you enjoyed this, and until next time, good fishing.
I've been asking him to change the oil for months now, and he never did. So I finally just went to Benny's. They even washed my car for free. Uh-huh. And you know what? It was amazing. Yeah, I left Benny's and got home before Rob even knew I was gone.
Benny? Who the heck is Benny?
As members of a Touchstone Energy Cooperative, we've all got a job to do. And the more we work together, the more we save. That's the power of your co-op membership.
Demco, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana. You know, we just got some news that's coming on. We got good news, but we had some tournaments that happened around the country and right here in our own state. So I'm gonna do a little combination of news and these tournament reports. So, and I'm gonna give you a heads up. We also know the big rodeo, the Grand Isle International Rodeo, is be coming up at the end of July. So the last weekend in July. So be sure you know that's a summertime Mardi Gras. After this pandemic, I think everything should be rolling. It's going to be at the marina. It used to be the Sand Dollar. It's going to be at the pavilion. So everything will be going on so far. Everything is supposed to be normal. We got some news. I saw it in the paper. They didn't send it to me. Joe Macalusa, this column Sunday. We had this youth that went to they fished the Mossy Oak High School Bassmasters at Lake Lake in Alabama. Well, we had some guys that they didn't win. They ain't champions. You know, many times we've had champions come from right here in the Baton Rouge and Louisiana area. But we had some Lafourche Bassmasters. They were the highest standard. They finished 10th. And that's Dylan Bro and Cage Bouquet. Then we had a 29th. We had Walker High with Garrett Thomas and Caleb Seymour. And by the way, the Lafourche Bassmasters, those boys had a great year all over, you know, during the year, fishing with us in the state tournament. The 31st was Central High School, Caden Walls and Connor Moulin. And then 38th with Livingston Bassmasters at Brent Wheat and Samuel Cobb. 4th was Parkview Baptist, Hunter Hamilton, and that's a different name. Nope no Higgins, excuse me. 49th, all in the top 50, and there was hundreds of kids fished this. So this, it don't sound like a whole lot, but it's very commendable. These boys going out there with their parents and traveling all the way. They always make a showing. And so the West Baton Rouge was Blaine Carpenter and Drake Counts. Now, the juniors, we had one of them that placed in there 16th from Lafourche, Matthew Fontenot, and Caleb Briot. So, now another big tournament that we always cover, and we always get the report. The Lions and Lunkers had wrapped up their spring and summer on the East Pearl River. Their tournament. They're getting ready for the Classic because it's going to be, I think it's going to be in July. I got it wrote down somewhere. Yeah, be July the 25th at Lock 1. So let me give you the reports now. First place was Steele Sessions and Tyler Allgood. Now, taking in mind that weekend, it was storming, raining, a lot of wind. I mean, those guys that was more of a contest to survive than it was to fish, but they're always coming up with good weights. Yeah. First place, 15.27. Their big bass was 409. Again, Steele Sessions and Tyler Allgood. They also finished first in the point standings for the year. Second was Caleb and Kristen Bodette. They had 13.44. Plus they had second place in the point standings for the year. Steele Sessions and Tyler Allgood also had big bass at 409. Third was Kyle Hills and LaShawn Robinson with 12.27. Remind you again, the Classics is the 25th at Lock 1, and the 21st Annual Kids Fishing Tournament, you can get more information on their website, is July the 11th. That's coming up this weekend. Lock 1 is free for kids 3 to 12 years of age. So that's some of the other news. The other news we want to mention, another sad note, one of the, I don't know if you call him a legend, but he was very active Louisiana outdoor writers, and he was an outdoor journalist, Chris Barra. I hope I say that right. Bazaar. He died this past week. He beat cancer one time, and he's been back and doing it. Most of the people that writers all over all sent us letters to know it because he was very, very popular. Our condolences to his family. And Chris, think about us up there. A lot of people in the journalism business, sometimes it gets tough. We'll be right back with the Berkeley Abu Garcia Fishing Report.
For the thirsty, for those who hang out in packs, for heroes, for sidekicks, for those who see the glass half empty, for those who see it half full, for those on the right, for those on the left, for those with nicknames, for those with curves, for people that cycle, for people that recycle, for BFFs, for frenemies, for those with style, for lovers, for families, for big families, for everyone.
As members of a Touchstone Energy Cooperative, we've all got a job to do. And the more we work together, the more we save. That's the power of your co-op membership.
Demco, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
Okay, Brett, safety and car insurance.
Never scored a safety. That's defense. But go on, please.
Yeah, defensive. That's exactly how you should drive.
There is no such thing as a defensive drive. Offense makes the drive.
Oh, I mean when you're on the road.
But it doesn't matter, home or away.
Okay, clearly I'm striking out here.
That's baseball.
Get great auto rates from Farm Bureau Insurance. Call your agent today.
Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana, Berkeley Abu Garcia Fishing Report. Let me remind y'all now, this report here is pretty long. We got a lot of pictures, but I want y'all to keep sending me those fishing reports. Thank you so much. You know how to do it now. Y'all got some of the people send them every week. I appreciate that. Next week, the show's going to be a little bit different. We're going to be spending more time with Larry Reynolds, the water style study leader from Wildlife and Fisheries. We got a lot of news to cover about the new zones and everything. So our fishing report going to be sort of long range and be short, but still send your pictures. For if I don't use them next week, we'll use them the following week, and we'll try to catch up. By that time, the spillway ought to be down, and we can do it. Now, that's the big news right now. The spillway was hot as it could be. I was getting reports, some people were finding black water, but that wasn't the secret. The secret is to go find moving water and mixing water. And people that did caught sac-a-lait out the yan-yan. It's unbelievable, some of the reports I got. I got pictures also from Henderson. So let me run through these right now and remind you the river's coming up. But when it starts falling again, they got a lot of rain up north. The high river's coming up a foot, all the way down. Chapala River is coming up. But let me tell you this, just any time, by the time you watch this show again, it's going to start down, and when it starts down, it's going to drop out. So it's going to make a difference. Not only here, but down. I talked to Ryan Lamont. It's going to make a lot of difference down in Buras and Venice and in those areas. So we're going to start out with some sac-a-lait reports. Our friend Gene Hoover and his wife Joan, they've been making 2 or 3 trips to the spillway. Like I said, again, they got to look for that moving water and the mixing water. A black and chartreuse jig about 3 foot under a cork, and it's just been unbelievable. I'm talking about he's not catching hundreds but they're catching 30 to 50 sac-a-lait every time they go. Beautiful sac-a-lait. Here's his wife holding up a beautiful one right here. Henderson Lake, the sac-a-lait and brim are on fire. I talked to Blaine Salters. He told me the same thing, that he's getting all kind of reports. I had a picture I lost. Somebody had 150, 200 brim sitting on a table. They caught them all in Henderson, fishing those islands with crickets and worms. So again at Henderson Lake, here's a picture of Randy Rocket and his daughter. And I got another picture. They didn't put the name on it, but it was, they had 2 sac-a-lait. One was 215 and one was 6'3". Brad Beard, a bad bro, they've been having those Wednesday night sac-a-lait tournaments in Henderson, and first this past week was won by Brad Bro. I got a picture here of Major Paraka. That's my buddy Ken's grandson again. This is the athlete. He's a tremendous pitcher. He plays all sports. He wrestles. But every chance he gets, he's in the water. Thanks to his daddy and his brother and them, they got any kind of boat they want. And he goes out. He was jug fishing in 22-pound catfish, but among other catfish. And he put the boat up, and this past weekend he was on his way to Atlanta to pitch in one of the extended baseball leagues that they got right now. That's what they call summer leagues, and almost they're traveling leagues. Excuse me. John Bernard still catching brim when he's going in the Amelia area. He's taking this one the spelling is Carston and Scott Adams, catching them on worms under cork and dead ends at Amelia. William and Bob Bernard the grandson and granddad, same thing, dead ends and worms and under a cork. And then in Dulac, Thomas Laverne and Rock Bailon, they said they were fishing live shrimp under a cork, and they fishing out of T. Herb's Marina. That's another one. If you know what T. Herb's is, T. Herb's, call him and he'll take care of you. He'll give you all the information you want to know, what they're biting, where they're biting, whatever. So these marine owners, and the best in the world is Island Marina. You ever got reports came from them. Got too many pictures. I got to tell Whitney, I said, Whitney, thank you, you did good. But she didn't want to miss nothing, leave anybody out. So we got a whole lot of pictures coming from there. I didn't get anything from Captain Brantley, but I know he's fishing. He's probably been so busy he didn't have time to send me nothing. But right now, right side charters out of there have been catching redfish, unbelievable. They're catching those redfish in Lake Catherine. Anywhere you go, they're doing it. A lot of those captains running toward Hopedale. Captain Corley down in Hopedale in there, waterfowl specialist. You look on the website, he's been murdering the trout. I mean, beautiful trout. Captain Clint, and they're using live shrimp. He's filling the table up with redfish. Every now and then you see bass and speckled trout. So I want to thank all of them at Island Marina sending me those reports. Y'all keep sending them now. Reports, I didn't get any reports, but I know for a fact that people are still catching fish, Fouchon and Grand Isle. They're going out fishing the rocks. They're using the croaker. They're using live bait. They're using plastic. And if you look at Joe Macalusa's column, they're catching fish right now in the surf, and they're fishing topwater bait, mirror lures and different things, your favorite bait. So I want to look over this real good. I'm going to go back to tell you right now, the marsh is still good. That all the lakes up north, when I say all the lakes up north, I'm talking about the oxbows, Lake Bruin, Lake St. John, Lake Concordia, Fox River. Don't forget them. Be sure and stay tuned next week. We're going to have Larry Reynolds, Louisiana water study leader. He's going to show you the maps. He's going to show you what the two splits are, when the splits are. There's only 2 zones this coming year, and this is a 5-year plan. So stay tuned and watch us, and we'll be back next week. You're watching Paradise, Louisiana. Storms stay away. God bless Louisiana.
Paradise, Louisiana is also brought to you by Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling Company, Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change, CCA Louisiana, and the CCA Louisiana Star Tournament, IMCO, and by Farm Bureau Insurance.